Well, and pass through these other fucking forces here just to get to Poros. I mean, Western Empire in our way. We just destroyed the Botanians. And actually, this seems like a good spot to go ahead and start an episode. We will break these episodes. So with that said, welcome back again to the episode of Tactical Enlightenment. Our YouTube channel is dedicated to all things Bannerlord related, but especially advanced battlefield command and tactics. And we remain dedicated to this Bannerlord campaign, this Aserai campaign. Our leader here, Hafiz Kol, is leading a fair-sized army right in the middle of a maelstrom. We have Aserai forces extending themselves to the furthest edges of the kingdom while our very homeland is under assault here. Lavinia Castle. In fact, these guys down here trying to seize Sanala, these guys are going to get destroyed. As you can see, the garrison is sallying out. So Farzana and company down there are destroyed, and Cole has a problem, quite frankly. Cole has a 6'5", 300-pound problem named Guzid. This guy here, look at his character. It's perfect. He has a reputation of being aggressive and asks for much, and this is very accurate, right? Anytime we've tried to ask for peace with any of the six kingdoms, even if we max our influence here, he still is obstinately at war with the entire map. This is not advisable strategy, but evidently Guzid is on a death ride here. This old timer, he's an old friend of Cole and Wazu, right? This guy has been a bro for a long time, but he's making things insane, and it's going to force us to make our own kingdom here, right? We're going to make our own kingdom soon anyways, but this is going to accelerate that. We just can't fight everybody. Cole has literally been fighting everybody, and now there are Valandians, and it couldn't be 500 Valandians defending Poros. No, it has to be 4,500 defending. And look at their troops, and of course it's elite troops, right? Just tons of banner knights, 100 sharpshooters. This is par for the course in this campaign. Look at the other army here. Excuse me, same thing, 260 sharpshooters and a host of banner knights, 140 banner knights. So, we cannot attack this. We've got a few armies heading in our direction, but there's nobody else nearby, so I've got a bit of a dilemma here. Now, we are healing. That Western Empire battle, that caused some pretty significant injuries to our army, and we need to heal a little bit. So one thing we can do is we can just stall and wait for us to heal up a little bit. We've got two armies joining us here. Poros has 300 and something troops, so it'll be a day or two before the city collapses. 750. I think there's one other army coming. Hopefully they're close enough to join. There's no other help coming, so it's basically us, this 1,000 or so, almost 1,100, and we'll be over that once we heal a little bit more here. Of course, this little dynamic is a player advantage, but we need it, right? There's 4,400 Valandians still there, and we are going to heal while the garrison holds back this horde of Valandians. I think by morning time here, we will be forced to attack. So I'd like to give you guys a glance at Cole every once in a while. We'll talk more about this guy at a later point in this episode, but this battle looms first. Now, I could give up Poros, right? We could just leave. But then what, right? The Valandians are going to keep coming. This might be our best opportunity to stop this tide. And it's not just enough that there's 2 different 2,000 armies of Valandians, but now 2,000 Botanians as well. This guy's his name Cole Army. That's pretty ironic, of course, because our army is the Cole Army. We're the real fucking Slim Shady here, motherfucker. Needless to say, though, we can't afford to fight these Botanians, and it just occurred to me there's one way I can speed up the healing here. This gal's one of our primary healers. After our other healer died, we're going to give her a bunch of these injured troops and a little bit more stalling. We can take some of her troops as well. We want as many healthy troops as possible in Cole's army because he has the high medicine skill, so his troops are getting extra hit points, which we're going to need in this siege. We're going to have to defend it soon, and this lurking Botanian army makes it even more ominous. I might even try to engage here, in fact, before they turn their wrath on us. They look like they're parking out there, almost like they want to siege next. Who knows what the fuck's going to happen here. Yeah, see, if we try to fight them outside, and we're outnumbered 5-1. So that's not a thing. We get destroyed. And look at inside. Look at that little tiny sliver on the power bar. It doesn't get more grim than that, right? And that's because, partly it's because it's an elite army of Valandians. I mean, you can't even see the orange there. Now, that'll change, of course, when we break in here. There's no more perks to upgrade. This is one of those situations I could leave, but that's just not the way we're going to play this campaign, right? We've got to stop these Valandians here before we declare ourselves our own kingdom. In fact, that'll be our celebratory prize if we can somehow pull this out. This is a battle we have a very good chance of losing. The Valandians are incredibly powerful in this campaign. All their lords are high level, and so we're going to take every advantage here. I'm going to do the double axe, double javelin approach. We don't have any large bags of Druids, but these lower level javelins with 2 axes, including this fast bearded axe. The bearded axe is a much faster, shorter axe, a lot more dangerous to use, but we're going to have to take some chances to win this battle. We sneak in here, we lose a bunch of troops, of course, but we still have, we have 1,100 troops. Now, if this were regular vanilla, we would crush them here. But this is no normal army, right? These Valandians have incredibly powerful lords, and their whole army is just tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, tier 6, very high-end troops of all sorts here. So this is going to be a battle royale, and in many ways, this battle right here, like some of the other battles we fought recently, is for the whole campaign. If we get captured here, who knows what's going to happen, right? We will be down to 1 city and 1 castle with the enemies closing in on us. Now this is an interesting city to defend. It has some weaknesses as far as what I would prefer. There's a little bit of room here to work with. We've got plenty of infantry, of course, because we are using the battle size mod, which is going to make this a titanic battle. That means we have probably 700 troops on the battlefield, and the enemy probably has 1,300, right? Because it maxes at 2,000. I've got 3 mixed divisions, actually. Yeah, 3 mixed divisions, the 4th, 5th, and 8th. We're going to use our archer divisions, of course, to help defend the walls. There's no chance we could actually be on the walls for this battle against, some 400 sharpshooters and whatnot. I need to get some captains assigned here. I don't really have an optimal captain for the 8th Corps. Sign he's a new character. He's really low level, so not a lot of perks there. But at least he has a good banner. Unfortunately, we haven't tricked out all of our characters yet with the right banners, so the army's not running optimally. Of course, a lot of the characters in the army are still like level 15. Whoa, 15, 18. Apologize for that little. I don't know why the graphics are doing that, but this city has some potential here for a secondary defense as well. If we have to pull back and try something different, we shall see. So 3rd Corps on the right, we will defend them with the archers. We'll have the 6th Corps over there basically spraying arrows up at the guys coming over the walls. They have a siege tower over there that we need to try to destroy. 1st Division at the gate. 2nd Division I will put in a long line here, and it defends both this stairway. Let's see if we can line this perfect. The stairway and the front gate will hold fire there. That way those guys can save their javelins for the main enemy barrage. I can't get the 4th Corps separated or spread out quite like I want, so we'll do that after battle, and then we'll give this side an archer division. Now, there's too many archers, frankly, in our army right now, and not enough space. So I think for now, the 7th and 8th I will position manually, and we'll put up the stairs kind of behind the main gate. They might be able to shoot down at the gate. There we go. The 4th is now spread nicely. They've got an archer division over there to protect them. And into battle we go here. All these archers, it's like a traffic jam. Out of the way here, fellas. You're in the emir or whatever we're going to call Cole. You're in his way. He's going to be a sultan soon. That's what he's going to be. We will fucking conquer this game. I don't care what it takes. Alright, so a little secondary area and little angles there. Some stairs. This has potential. I'm going to keep this in the back of my mind as this siege goes on. I have not defended Poros for the Epic Siege series, but this definitely has some potential. This already is an Epic Siege, right? It's 1,100 versus 4,000 something with elite units. This is going to feel very much like an Epic Siege. And apologies for that. A lot of times when I'm making some of the cutscenes, I'll turn off the UI. So the 7th and 8th behind us there on the stairs, those guys will be able to help us really prevent a huge breach from occurring. We can charge at them if we need to, and I've got to find myself a catapult here and try to blow up that siege tower. There's not as much room in this city as I would like. I would definitely prefer a bit more room than we have right here. We'll park our car there, our horse there later. When you get to my age, fellas, you start to forget where you parked, right? That's a real thing. I will probably forget where I parked my horse. We'll speed some components of this up just a little bit with the RTS mod. Although this is such an epic battle, don't count on me speeding this battle up. Out of my way, that kick was for you, dude. You're over here shooting your fireballs off into the trees. We've got to destroy this fucking siege tower. It's a long ways away, and our angle... but fuck, it went right by it. Our angle's a little bit challenging here. I'm worried I can be shot at, but I think I'm okay. I go to the first person perspective there, and if you could see the units down in the battlefield, you're gonna get shot. Come on, that's gonna drill it. Bam. All right. Now look at the health. That siege tower has tons of health, and that's because the Valandians. Fuck, I can't turn this catapult anymore. This is as far as it goes, so I don't think we can hit it again. God damn it. So the siege towers in situations like this that the enemy has is even stronger, and that's something I hadn't thought about at the beginning of this campaign. But the enemy lords, you know, they have I don't want to say maxed stats because they're not 330 in all the stats, but what they have is they have a huge amount of EXP being given to them by the Strength and AI mod. And one of the side effects of that I hadn't thought about is most of these enemy lords have like 250 sieging, 280 siege skills, which means they have all the perks for everything from the siege tower. You know, their siege towers are going to have more hit points, move faster, etc., take less damage, to how quickly they build trebuchets, right? We've been in cities before where they hammered us with trebuchets. Right, and they were just shooting and super accurate. It's ominous, right? It's going to make for a brutal campaign. It's already been difficult, and we're about to become our own kingdom, which is, although in some ways, at least with the Madman Guzid, it might even be a little bit easier. I mean, we shall see, right? I'm going to have a much smaller army and no ability to call reinforcements. Fire off a few more fireballs. I think I just gained another level, which is good, right? We're going to need those skills. We're going to need those perks. I got to try to get his medicine skill to 330, right? That way our troops have a massive amount of hit points. We're going to need it because look at the enemy quality. Champion, 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 banner knight, banner knight, banner knight, Dreadzenic champion. It's all tier 5 and 6 units. Vanguard, Vanguard, horseman. But this is what we wanted, right? I'm not complaining. I'm just pointing it out, right? If someone's watching this video for the first time, you are watching a highly edited campaign of Bannerlord. Incidentally, if you want to create something like this, fellas are watching it and they missed it. I think it's episode 15 called something like Ancient Time Machine. That gives you all of the details on how to make a campaign like this. Say you want to play Bannerlord on this, you know, like Diablo always has like a hell mode. That's what this is, right? This is the hardest way to play Bannerlord. All right, so fuck, we got to work on our javelin skills here. I do have this short quick axe, right, and it's going to be interesting to use in this battle. I've got this longer one with more reach, and I've got this shorter one that should be a little bit more effective. Now, discretion is the better part of valor, especially because I got to command my troops here, right? We got to get down to the ground level here and make sure that our troops are doing the right thing. But this axe is going to definitely help in this siege. Of course, I still get bitch slapped by a really fast mace. Those are probably the most dangerous things for your high-level character, are those banner knights and whatnot that have a really quick mace, like the Legionnaire. All right, first division's a little bit close. We'll adjust them. Third's over there holding. These guys are holding the stairwell beautifully. These are actually archers skirmishing, which is suboptimal, but at least they're holding back the tide there. So we're going to open up a little bit of the edge around here, this square, this primary square. And now the second division right behind me here is told to throw every single fucking javelin they have, right? All of these Valandian Vanguard, fucking Vanguard Ferris, catch a javelin in the face. We got to watch the ones trying to counter throw at us too. Of course, the Valandians have Aserai forces in this campaign because they have half of the Aserai territory taken over. They have Sanala, they have Quayaz, they have Askar. It's kind of amazing how quickly and how completely Valandia has expanded in this campaign. This is the closest I've ever seen to the AI taking over the whole map. They have probably half the map taken over. So I'm going to move the second over here and compact it a little bit so those archers over there can shoot. But these angles already, on the ground level here, you always see better from the ground level. I don't like what I see. I see the enemy having pretty fucking easy access through the gate and us not much ability to stop them, right? We have to obtain a 4 or 5 to 1 KDR to win here. Oh shit, this enemy lord. You always got to be careful of the enemy lords. I'll just throw a javelin in her neck. You've got to obtain a high KDR, of course, because we're outnumbered almost 4 to 1. So, and of course, they're going to have elite troops and we won't. At some point or other, we're going to have some militia mixed in here. We're going to have some scrubs. And the enemy's still probably going to have good troops. In fact, we're already getting reinforcements. That's not a terrific sign. I look up at the death spam and every other kill is the enemy killing us. So we've got to strengthen some shit here. We've got to straighten these lines out a little bit and get better angles, right? When you're in a siege like this, you as the commander, you're constantly looking and surveying things, like Napoleon at the field at the battle, any of his battles, right? I was going to say the Russian battle, right? So for some reason, I can't remember. Anyways, at any of his big battles, right? You got to be basically constantly adjusting and trying to figure out better ways for your men to fight. Of course, I'm fighting as well, but it's even more important that I make sure that my men are optimally positioned. Now, archers here are firing in pretty nicely, right? There's some good death spam. I see the arrows raining over my right shoulder there, but I don't know if that's enough, right? And of course, the enemy's fucking Oathsworns, Legionaries, Sergeants, all these are elite troops. The Second Corps could be told to charge. There's an enemy lord right here. And this fast axe is going to be pretty important in this battle. Now, I lose the ability to wear a shield, right? But we're just going to be bobbing and weaving. It was the Battle of Borodino. It only took me, 2 minutes to remember. That's what happens when you get old, fellas. You forget shit. I do the best I can. Of course, there's a lot of shit in my head, especially at moments like this. I'm trying not to die. I'm trying to tell you guys the tactics and remember Napoleon's battle names. I used to know all of his battles in chronological order, but it's been a little while since I sort of rehearsed that. All right, so we've got this mess over here. A lot of these guys can't shoot. These archers are kind of bottled up, so I'm going to continue to try to work on these angles. But I'm not thrilled about how this looks. Those guys over there, the only crossfire I have right now is the handful of guys that are on the stairs behind us here, and I'm not sure that's enough. I might even need to fall back. This is getting really messy here at the gate. I think there's some rocks here that haven't been thrown. I'm going to fire these down. I'm not panicked, but I'm a little concerned. The enemy's just pouring in elite armored troops here, and this campaign is going to go sideways if we lose this. Right now, I'm very uncomfortable. So I'm mindlessly throwing these rocks while I consider what to do here. I can fall back to that secondary area, but that's it's a point of no return. If we fall back, you cannot regain the gate. I would leave a division or two to hold the gates and move troops back and try to set up an area where we have more advantageous crossfire. There was a nice stairway back there that looks like it'll be usable, but the inner courtyard is kind of tight and compacted. I'm not sure it's going to work. We finally hit our own guy there. The death spam's pretty good right now, but there are waves of red here and there where it's highly concerning. And look at all these guys in the way of the archers. This is a problem. All right, let's investigate this shit. I'm going to pull a couple divisions back here. I can always reset them. It's when I pull 5 or 6 divisions back that it's the point of no return. All these archers can't shoot. There's like 10 of them in the way of one guy. I see Cole's mother there, Arwa, is shooting. I think we're going to do this. These stairs run really high here. This is a highly unusual tactic. This will be really interesting if it works, of course, for you guys. You guys are going to love this. So 8th Corps, 7th Corps on the stairs. I can get maybe one other division on there without them being too crowded. You want them to be in line formation. And what that does is, of course, it compacts them pretty tightly on there. Now, while these guys are going, no shit, I can't get through. Oh, I'm getting caught up. I feel like one of those poor employees trying to hold back the Black Friday hordes, getting fucking shoved the other direction. Oh, shit. That was too far of a jump. Fucking lost a quarter of my health. Okay, the 1st is doing a good job. And we can support here a little bit, but this is very temporary. Understand, now that I've moved those 4 divisions back, we're out of here. We're basically abandoning this front gate. I already do unusual siege defenses, and this is, you're about to see a highly unusual siege defense. We'll move these guys a little bit this direction. That way they can kind of get some crossfire here as we vacate. This 1st division might be the last to go. In other words, it's abandoned ship, and they're going to be the ones that stay on the boat until it's almost sinking. Over there, I got that's the 6th, 7th. The 4th can be here on the stairs and kind of provide some cover fire. God, I see scrub troops starting to come in. These are low-level troops from our army and the garrison. It's time to go. Let's get this 6th Corps. We'll bring these guys over towards the front door. I'm having to basically move up and shoot while they pull back, right? These guys here are going to provide a little bit of cover fire, although they're totally jammed up. Try just a little bit wider line here. I've got half a health bar. There's 200 in the 2nd. 121 on the first. We can split some to the third here. I can use the third as a temporary little square of guys back here. We'll basically have another thing that will slow the enemy down as we pull this retreat off here. But I am fucking nervous here. If we get captured here, who knows what's going to happen. And look at this horde. Fuck. We gotta go. This is just not going to work. The enemy, instead of attacking the square, is swarming our sides here. There's not enough room for our units to get separation and shoot. The square is getting attacked. Motherfuckers, get off. And this enemy force, I think, is just coming, right? They're just starting. I think there's a ton. Look at the death spam is turning incredibly red. We got to get out of here. All right, let's pull this division over here. Come with me, boys. Now we just got to hope we get out of here without too many casualties. Started with 1,100 or something like that, maybe 1,000. Maybe we'll be left with 600 to defend. Fuck, they're being chased, of course. Get off my troops. I need every single guy for this. All right, third is kind of blocking the pursuing enemy forces there. I got a Zerg of guys here on the stairs. It's actually a mess. Come with me, boys. We got to get you guys stretched out. All right, I got the third. Second is a mix of infantry, archers. My horse is fucking in the way here. Of course, I have to cough right in the middle of narrating. Apologies. It's just a screen of red, too. We might be cooked here. All right, let's get the fourth spread out, the fifth on the enemy's flank. I don't think they'll be able to shoot because the square is big and in their way. But those guys on the stairs, there might be 50 to 100 archers there that can shoot. 93 archers, 57 archers. In theory, it's 150 archers, but I don't think most of them can shoot. We'll make two squares here just in case the enemy is not distracted by the first square. But we're getting some stuttering here. Apologies for the stuttering here. It's just sometimes it's a feature with this many fucking units. Motherfuckers. God damn it. Okay, so I can't fight on horseback. We're just going to have to leave it here. These guys are being properly distracted by the square. Our other units coming out are getting mauled, though. It's bad. Let's move this square up. If we can have a small gap between these two squares, it'll effectively be the ranged false gap, right? The same thing I was trying to set up at the gate, and there just wasn't enough line of sight. We may be able to pull this off. First division's almost all archers. Can't really use them as a square. And that's looking pretty good. We got to split this division just a bit. I need these divisions to be roughly equal size. The enemy's fucking, of course, they're roaring up here. Motherfuckers. Just a big enough gap between these two that some troops trickle through, but if they try to pour through, we will close it. We can charge here with the fourth. We've got the fifth as an auxiliary division, and the main key is our archers have line of sight. You can hear and see the arrows now raining in here, and we have a pretty good ranged false gap set up. I mean, it's an incredible onslaught of enemy troops. I see our companions gaining levels. These guys are in here swinging their axe. And that's what I want to hear. This machine gun fire from these 80 or to 100 archers that can shoot on the stairs are now firing directly into basically this narrow corridor of troops coming in. A lot of them have their back turned, especially these over here on the left. And of course, I'm in here wailing away. Now, Cole's two-hand skill is capped, but these EXP points still count. Swinging your axe and killing guys, even if your skill point is hard capped or by the temporary cap, because I don't have enough vigor points, you still get an EXP here. So we're farming, and the death spam is turning really good. It looks good. This might work. Fuck. Getting fucking slashed by battle axes. Of course, the enemy has Aserai forces as well. It's a weird battle. It's a huge brawl here in the middle. It just looks like a corridor of death. Maybe they can't be routing? Can they? Oh, shit, we're getting some stalls. The AI is trying to work through this. God damn it, don't freeze up on me, baby. Well, apologies here if this crashes. I mean, of course, then I'll be narrating into space. It looks like it's fixed. A lot of times it's doing that, and you know what it's fucking doing? It's reorganizing lines. They're bringing up reinforcements. This guy, is that? Oh, that's one of them. You're dead, motherfucker. You can send them a message. That's what happens here when the rest of you bitches come back. Let's see. I think they're coming back. All right, let's have these 2 squares look pretty clean. No javelins for us to... Here they come. Motherfucker. All right, let's give them a barrage here of fucking javelins when they come over the lip of this. Archers on the ready. Come get some, motherfuckers. God damn, they just came roaring up in a huge zerg. And of course, now they have Fiend Champs and sharpshooters mixed in here. So what happened is they reorganized and added all their archers to the charge. Those motherfuckers might be shooting at some point. We cannot let their archers and sharpshooters get set up to shoot. I mean, some of their archers and Fiend Champs are in here fighting, but they may eventually get so many troops pushed up here, 1,500 troops, that some of their guys can shoot. We're not going to let that happen. Not on our fucking watch. I got 40% health. We're still doing okay, even though these units... Look at this stubborn fuck. What is this? It's a Sturgeon soldier, and he blocks everything. You motherfucker. Of course, this axe does a lot less damage, but it's laser fast, right? So I'm going to have the initiative on everything I swing at. The archers are working. I just see arrows flaming in. Now, let's see what they got going on over here. I see some sharpshooters. These guys are shooting at them. They are starting to shoot. Fuck no. Not on our watch, bitches. I got a javelin for your punk ass. Damn, I'm not even killing him with my javelins. Well, he's not as powerful as Zuvan, but he's powerful, all right. Can bring in this 5th division here. These guys can help me attack these archers. Get over here. Where the fuck are they? I need some help here. I got fucking... Of course, these are all sharpshooters. We're like 20 minutes into the siege, and the enemy has nothing but tier 5 still. Charge, bitches. I got a fucking axeman here. There's some tier 4 and tier 3 crossbow in here. But we've got a huge chaotic siege for you. How's this, fellas, for entertaining? Are you not entertained? How could you not be entertained? Fucking pummeling veteran sword sisters against the wall. This is a huge zerg of troops. God damn, they're filling all the gaps. I've got to stay back here, though, if they've got sharpshooters shooting. I'm on this table just fucking swinging down like it's an Indiana Jones scene or some shit. Die, you bastards! Fuck, I'm getting tangled up in the enemy troops here. I gotta not get killed. If I go down here, this whole siege is gonna go sideways. Get off our men. Die! Alright, these guys, we can reorganize. They're kind of inefficiently used. Some of the guys literally look like they're having a beer at the tavern. Come join the fight there, fellas. We're a little busy here. In case you guys didn't notice. Right at the edge of the stairs, there's some troops starting to skirmish. That's suboptimal, but at least they're there, preventing the zergs from stopping guys from shooting. The false gap is working here, though. The death spam is incredible. It's just a stream of green just fizzing to the bottom of the screen. And we've got ourselves a gigantic fucking epic siege here. Please tell me this is recording. I look over and the little green light is not visible. I'm like, oh man. This would be a brutal siege for me to have to do over. Every once in a while, I have to do a siege over because something freezes or crashes or whatever. At this perilous moment of the campaign, you just want things to work smoothly. And most importantly, though, we gotta win. There's fucking 550 troops in the middle of there with a horde, a legion of fucking archers. Crossbow, Valandian crossbow. They still have lords. Cole's just cutting a fucking path through him with his axe. Such a satisfying sound. And it's fucking chaos. These squares are starting to get beat down. Of course, we don't have unlimited troops. In fact, this is it. We're not getting any reinforcements. What you see here is all we have left. We have to work as efficiently as we can here. I've got a handful of guys I can add to these squares. We might have to make them a little bit thicker. It's working pretty well, but I just don't know if we're going to be able to sustain this. The enemy seems to have never-ending tier 5 troops. That's a fucking master archer the enemy has. They have like our own troops against us here. I've got this 4th Corps next to me. We can tell them to hold fire and charge. We may do that as a last resort. I want these guys shooting if they can at all. Keep shooting, boys. The enemy's starting to get some middle-tier troops here, squires and whatnot. They badly outnumber us, though. God, there's a lot of them. Get off. We got palace guards up here fighting 1 on 10. Hold back the line there, dude. He got dropped. Of course, these troops are tough. I keep re-emphasizing it. I won't say it too much longer, but man, when you play with the Strength and AI mod, it is a different game. These Tier 2 and Tier 3 troops are blocking everything. I'll split a few more off here. 60. We have like 350 troops. Fuck. You just hope that the enemy runs out. You're praying you see the enemy's fleeing, you've won the battle. But does that look like the enemy's fleeing? It just looks like a horde of people trying to kill us. I got these 4th Corps. Let's bring these guys down just a little bit more accurately here. It's so vital that my archers have good line of sight, even if I've got to spend a second. Making sure that they're spread well. The 4th, 2nd is getting mauled. Get off me. All right, let's get this 4th over here. Let's prepare these guys for a potential charge too. We'll stretch them out in a big wide line. That way if those guys have to charge, they will all pretty much have a sword on the enemy at the same time. God, they're starting to leak through again. That guy's got more than a leak. He's got a spurt coming out of the top of his fucking neck. Get the fuck out of there. There's one guy's invading our ranks. You bastard! You just feel like yelling. This is where you wish you had like an adrenaline charge for your character. They're eating this square over here. That square is going to collapse soon. Motherfucker, I'm down to a sliver of health. It's hard to have less health than this. Shit, somehow I survived that. And now I have 0 health. I can't go down here. Fuck. Alright, this 4th Corps is about all I have left. The 1st is down to about 80. The squares are barely holding out. Come on, man! You just feel for your men. Come on! It's razor close. Charge with this 4th. Let's get these guys up here. Hold fire. Get up here with those swords. Maybe we can fucking blast these troops out of here. Get in here and just fucking carve them. Oh shit. I gotta back out of there. I see guys shooting. You guys do it. Oh, we've got it. I just looked up at the power bar. We've got this shit. Charge. Everybody charge. Blow them out of this fucking castle. Oh my god. We fucking won this shit. Ugh. I can't hold the mouse still right now. I am like fucking shaking. Fucking adrenaline. Fuck. How about that for a fucking epic siege, fellas? I know you enjoyed that shit. That was fucking exhilarating. And it doesn't get much more epic than that shit. Our men roar here at the end as we chase this scum out the door. This is fucking... You coward! This is our city. Kill... Oh, these are our cons guards. These motherfuckers picked up... They picked up sharpshooter shields. That looks sick. Oh my god, that was a... Speaking of sick, that was a sick fucking siege. Okay, well, if there was ever a coming-of-age battle, I mean, Cole at this stage has had several. That would qualify. That was an incredibly difficult, epic siege against an incredible host of enemies at a perilous point in this campaign, right? That is one of the most intense battles I've ever fought in a campaign, and that was obviously a must-win situation. I don't know how many guys we have left. I'll look in a second. We probably have 300, maybe 350 at most, 250. But just like this guy, man, I'm on a knee thanking the gods for victory in this one. That took a lot of maneuvering, a lot of axe work, but ultimately victory is sweet here. 276 sturdy survivors. So we were at the very edge. Companions, of course, gaining tons of levels here left and right. A good KDR, right? Almost a 5-to-1 KDR here. For our army, something like an 8-to-1 KDR. Lots of companions gaining skills. But most importantly, a vital battle to survive in this campaign. And we can move on. Hopefully we get, you know, some legendary shit here. It's going to be half the fucking Valandian nobility taken prisoner here. This might be 20 or 30 lords. Oh, it wasn't that many, actually. Oh, super welcomed prisoners. We can take some of these guys and add them to our army here. 1,400 prisoners. You know what? We're going to take all these guys. And I've done this a few times. I will probably spare you guys some of the details where we do... I may just keep narrating, but I will probably edit this afterwards. Let's see if we get some good loot. And well, a really nice crossbow, but not much else to speak of here. It's kind of disappointing for such a titanic battle. A few legendary pieces here, but nothing really that's going to be game altering. Still hoping for some large bags of Jereeds. Maybe that'll come when we start fighting the Aserai. Oh, but an autosave and a big sigh from your narrator here as we win an absolutely essential siege defense here at Poros. For the record, and I'll probably mention it in the editing process as well, I had to fight this twice. I mentioned it during the siege the first time. It froze. It froze and crashed to desktop, but it did it very early on. It did it kind of like as I was starting to move some units around, it just crashed. So that happens sometimes with the battle size mod. I just wanted to give you guys that clarification that I did fight this battle twice, and of course narrated. Of course, I only fought about 5-6 minutes of it, but fortunately we made it through this second siege. All right, so I have saved some of these, spared you some of these parts here. We did a little after editing, and I basically did this 3 or 4x speed. I wanted you to sort of see what was going on, but do it in a hurry. Of course, our normal things when we go to town, we're buying all the food, loading up on horses still. We're still buying and hoarding horses because it's a really good way to recover. If you have a bunch of horses in a stash somewhere, instantly you can just, all of a sudden you're moving at full speed. Of course, the other thing I did is I gathered up all the prisoners that my companions had shoved in the prison, and then we went to the old prison dealer, trafficker of slaves or whatever, and said, hopefully you have enough money, right? Bring all your gold, all your bags of gold here, because between dumping what seemed like almost the entire realm of Calradia in shackles of prisoners, it was about 100, and then going through all our different units here and thinning them out. And of course, this part here, this is why I wanted to do it at 3 or 4x speed. That way you guys didn't have to sit here while I went and took 2 crossbowmen from here and 3 crossbowmen from there. I want a bunch of these prisoners because not only we need them for the army, but if you have a nice array of prisoners, it seems to me like they recruit faster into your army. Of course, you guys can feel free to leave comments and correct me on this, but I find that if I have diverse armies, that their little yellow bar there, they get recruited into the army sort of quicker this way. So the normal things we do here in between, that oftentimes I don't show you. In this case, I'm just after narrating, partly to show you that massive pile of money. I have never seen anything like that in Bannerlord. This is mostly from the last 3 or 4 battles. We've had 4 or 5 Titanic battles in a row leading up to this one. And of course, this is the first town we've made it to in between these battles. A gigantic battle against the Sturgeons, a gigantic battle against... what was it? Also the Batanians, the Western Empire we just destroyed, and now this army of 4,500 Valandians. It leaves you with quite a haul of prisoners and 615,000 gold from the prison ransomer. He's just like, I can picture him dragging all this money, and we're just shuffling in 1,000 fucking units to their little, however it works, right? The jails of the town. All that loot is ours now, and it is time for some changes here. We are going to take Cole's wife, Rema. We are going to park her in the town. She's going to be the governor. We are going to load up the garrison here, and we are going to make our own kingdom. I know this is the long-awaited moment for many of you fellas. We're going to stock the garrison here with some of these troops, these low-level troops. We don't want to carry these. I need to run to a castle here and load up our army, so we're going to go a little bit below the maximum, and then we will shuttle a bunch of troops here. But after this, we are going to leave the Aserai kingdom, leave our crazy psychopath Sultan Guzid to his fate, and become our own kingdom. Let this Batanian army get a little distance from us. It says traveling to Hussan folk to besiege. That's good, right? They're not attacking us. That's very good. Of course, they might have just sieged us here at Poros. Now, I'm going to let them get a little distance away. We need to drop these Aserai forces. You cannot make a kingdom when you have an army. So I'm going to dump these Aserai forces here and kind of hope they fuck off. Then I'm going to dump our companions here outside the city. And there's another thing I want to do here, fellas. Cole was injured in this battle. He took a sword shot that glanced off his helmet, and he has a scar. If you guys have been waiting for Cole to obtain that scar, well, now he has it, right? Here's the other thing we're going to do. Arwa came up to us. Oops, error pasting banner code. Well, we're going to do a little editing here, a little fancy editing. Hopefully you barely notice. And boom. There's our banner, right? This is, using the custom banner mod. I talked about that a little bit in episode 15. Doesn't that look badass, fellas? Of course, you guys have seen it during some of the cutscenes. We now have obtained our new kingdom banner here. Now, with all that said, there's the map, right? We have 2 cities and 1 castle, and it is time to get this on, right? It is time. Cole and his family have been vassals for a long time. We're going to dismiss these armies, go talk to my beautiful wife here, and become our own kingdom, right? Take the step to become our own kingdom. We can make sure we gotta keep all holdings. Now the Sultan's gonna hate us for this, right? We can leave him to war with everybody, though. That's a good thing. He'll at least be a little bit busy fighting other people. Keep all our holdings. This is gonna lower some... Yeah, our relation is gonna crash with a bunch of different kingdoms. That's just par for the course. But we have been waiting for this, and I'm sure some of you fellas have been impatiently waiting for this. This took time to develop, of course, because we were just under assault for a very long time there. I didn't feel like it was the right time. Now it does. We will talk to Rayma here. She looks a lot better in this picture. She's already created 2 kids. This wonderful wife of ours is the governor here, and it's time to proclaim a new kingdom. Of course, we will be the laws of the Aserai. Cole is a very patriotic fella, and we will name it, let's do Banu Wazu Ban. And I will explain more of that later on as well. All right, so shall it be, and Cole declared the creation of a new realm. Always a fun moment, right, to enjoy this cutscene with Cole plotting and planning his future kingdom with all the rest of his nobles wearing their bathrobes. It looks like they just came out of the sauna. A cool moment in this campaign with this cool flag in the background. I did try to put a T and an E on the flag using the little banner editor, and it didn't look right. So we just went with the T. I think it looks savage. It kind of looks like a Crusader cross, only with the black and red. Black and red, of course, is sort of the icon of the channel. I think they just look great colors together. And there we go, right? So a new kingdom with 2 cities and 1 castles, or 1 castle, not even plural. And we've got our fantastic wife here wearing our new decked out clothing. I mean, she is just sporting some blood crimson red. Now, unfortunately, she looks like she's high. Too much marijuana or hashish or whatever back then. But we will leave her the governor here. She's got great perks in the short term. And now it is time to forge our own kingdom, right? Now we have to... It looks like we're going to have a fight right away. There's an Aserai force right here. Get over here. I'm trying to gather up all these troops to make sure I don't want them fighting people. Get over here, fucking warlords. And we have 1 battle that's inevitably going to happen. We're going to just auto-resolve this. Now, I've been meaning to mention this more, and I'll mention it here. Long term. Let's just do some role-playing. Let's talk about some of the background to this. So, Wazu was less patriotic, but Cole and his mother Arwa are very patriotic. And what I mean by that is that they are Aserai in blood and in heart. So what we're going to do in this campaign is when other kingdoms declare war on us, with rare exception, we're not going to give them peace. Oh shit, that's a nice drop for a little tiny auto-resolve. We'll take it. That's better than any of the loot from that huge battle. But what we will do is at some point we've got all these peace things with all the other kingdoms. Suddenly everybody loves us, right? Even though we've been just stomping them for years in this campaign. And I think all we have is war with the Aserai. That'll change. These other kingdoms are definitely going to declare war on us. And when they do, we're not going to give them peace. Unless we have to, or it makes sense. Maybe they're a huge distance away. The other thing too is, of course, if they want to pay us for peace, we might accept that. The only kingdom, though, that we're going to be readily friends with or friendly with is the Aserai. I want to have 1 ally in this fight. So even though initially here we're going to be at war, that might only last 3 or 4 episodes, right? Cole is going to basically negotiate a good settlement with them, which translates loosely into kicking the shit out of them in battle first, so that they send us some a nice peace treaty. And then the Aserai are going to be loose allies in this fight, in this campaign. Now, it's fortunate they're small for 2 reasons. First, because they won't just throttle us here at the beginning. But the other reason is that it won't be a big advantage, right? We are allying with a kingdom that has, like, 1 city and 2 or 3 castles, right? So they're not that much stronger than us. And I'm also not going to be buying their nobles into our kingdom, at least not readily, not initially, right? You go up there and charm them and shit like that. Now, Cole doesn't have much charm anyways. We're just going to brute this campaign out, right? We plan on winning this campaign through tactics and battlefield or campaign strategy. I'm going to dump some more troops on this healer friend of ours. Zahara the Spice Vendor is one of our new future clan leaders, right? She will probably be one of the early clans that where we give her a fief and basically a little realm of her own. She's got some pretty good medicine skills and steward skills and stuff like that. She's still pretty low level, but we have to start eventually making some clans here because we're going to need the help, right? We're going to need more than just our 3 armies. We will recruit minor clans. I'll be looking for some minor clans here. I would love to recruit culturally appropriate, but early on especially, we're going to be open to any allies, right? We have 4 fucking little tiny armies in our whole kingdom, and we're going to be fighting a map full of incredibly powerful enemies. So we're emptying Morania Castle here, or at least we're going to take most of the good troops. Fortunately, I've been stocking them for a long time there, and I've mentioned this before, right? One of the keys to a campaign in a situation like this, a successful campaign, is forethought, is planning things out, right? So you see all these very good troops here. Suddenly, Cole has 400 troops. I can now give some of these troops to the other companion armies in our army. And speaking of preparation, I think this is our food castle. It is. So this castle, I've been piling up food. Anytime I had too much food and couldn't move, we've been putting dates and grain. Of course, it never goes bad. That's not realistic. We've got a good governor here. The castle's almost maxed out. And if you guys remember, this is an amazingly easy castle to defend, right? We're not going to have to defend it too often, I hope. And I probably won't show you every time, but we've already crushed huge forces there. In fact, of course, if you saw the recent episode, we casually, and I mean casually, crushed an army of 3,400 Battanians. Elite Battanians, and we just bitch slapped them like they were nothing. It was like Tyson versus Spinks, you know, supposedly a champion, and he just got fucking knocked unconscious in 80 seconds. All right, so we're going to steal some troops here because we have a target right away, right? I'm going to Vostrum. The reason I want Vostrum is not only is it a nice, rich city and fairly defendable, but it splits the 2 cities I have here. We have Poros, we have Danustica, and we have Vostrum. Campaign strategy? Well, you guys are going to have to watch some more episodes to see that, because this episode, I'm looking down, is already in the 40-something minute range. We will probably break this episode off after we take Vostrum. Hopefully we take Vostrum. If we fail, of course, at any point early on here, we will try to recover, but it will be much more difficult. Cole, of course, is now getting completely a beast for steward, medicine, and engineering skill. Unlike his dad, Cole is an intellectual fella. He studies the Romans and the siege arts of Constantinople and the Greeks and stuff like that. He's a master of Greek fire. We've got some really small garrisons. We're going to be under assault here, friends. And the other thing I realized too is that I may not have enough influence to declare war. I don't know how that works. So this is good though. The Aserai are busy elsewhere, right? They're being attacked in one of their castles. They're sieging Rotai like dipshits, and we're going to be able to take Vostrum here. Now, before we take Vostrum, we're going to take this companion. I like a swordsman. We need some more warriors in the army. I think I can. Yeah, we've got space. Come on in, right? We've had a fatality. We've got a new locker that has your name on it. There's swordsman. We'll get him equipped probably at another point. We're going to trade. We're going to buy all their food, and then as soon as we buy all their food and recruit all the troops here, we're going to attack this city. We're going to declare war on the Valandians after we take all the troops from here. Yeah, we like all these troops, and then we're going to siege Vostrum. Okay, Valandia, declare. Okay, I was worried about that. I don't know. I guess you need 200, so we're going to have to fight first. I guess we got to fight the Aserai, which is fine. It's kind of strange. We don't have any ability to declare war. I should be able just to tell these bitches I'm in charge. I'm 7 foot tall. We're going to roleplay too. By the way, that Cole has obtained slightly taller stance than Wazu. He's a little less fat. He's a little bit more active. He's not as indolent. Oh, well, that makes it easy. I was going to go fight the Aserai to get some influence. Never mind. The Valandians want war with us. So now we're at war with the Valandia and the Aserai, which is fine. We're getting a huge amount of daily gold change. If you're wondering, that's because our parties looted the fuck out of the last 4 or 5 battles. At the end of battles like that, your army companions will loot the shit out of the enemies, just like we did. You know, you get 40,000 gold from this one and 50,000 gold from the next one. And the net effect of that is that they return a lot of that gold to you. For some reason or other, When you have companions and armies, they give you that gold back later on. It's kind of a weird process. So don't worry, we're not like it says 25,000. That would be like a cheat code. If you were getting that normally, that would be suspicious. But that's simply a process of us winning all these battles and sacking. It's basically all the loot that we took, just like Wazu. We took all the fucking coins out of the enemy's pockets after we crushed them. I think we're going to blaze this city. We may not even do siege towers here. They have 500 defenders. They don't have any lord inside to help them. I'm not even going to do a siege tower here. The reason we're going to do this is because if they blow your siege tower up, which they're probably going to do with their fire catapult, then you only have, you know, the ladders. So we're going to have both ladders accessible here. The main gate, of course, will also hopefully get blown open by the ram, and we will smash our way to victory here. So Cole, of course, is going to undergo a name change. Some of you guys obviously following the whole campaign you have an idea what's going on here. Now, there's a chance that Cole gets killed into battle, and me as the creator of this content, I guess that's what I am, right? I'm a YouTube content creator. We will alter the story to reflect as such. So this 8th Corps, I'm going to stick at the very back of the map and spread. Hopefully they leave it alone with their fire catapults, and that has a lot of the lords in our army. In this battle, I don't want to lose, you know, 2-3 lords because of the Death for All mod is cranked on. We're just gonna, I could retreat them, but I might need them in this battle, so I'm just sticking them at the very furthest spot of the map, and hopefully that limits or eliminates the casualties for them. It's another beautiful setting. This game is incredibly beautiful. I'm a fan of beauty like that, like a sunrise in a beautiful field and stuff like that. In real life, I think those are the things in life that we should all be seeking, not the latest iPod and shit like that. But this is even more beautiful because this is going to be the first battle where we have our flag waving on the battlefield, right? We have this big T. Of course, it doesn't match the clan name. That's all right. It's fucking T for tactical, right? Wazu, the Wazuban clan. The Ban part, I will explain. The Banu is, I think it's basically like clan or house, you know, house Wazuban. I will explain that all probably next episode. But for now, obviously, what you need to understand is the T was intentionally for like tactical enlightenment. My wife made the logo, the tactical enlightenment logo. She's an artist, and she's been working on a secondary one for me for quite a while. That's a lot more upgraded, so to speak. But she's also a bit of a perfectionist, so you may have to wait a little while for that. It might not even happen during this whole campaign. We shall see. These guys need to be spread. You don't want guys compacted like that when they have fire catapults. Right? You want to do the opposite of what the enemy AI does, where they just compact them as tight as they can be. Now, fortunately, their units aren't smart enough to put the fire bombs down here, right? Otherwise, they would blow us up en masse. That would be a hard thing to deal with because you don't have any control of your troops when they're swarming these ladders. So up we go here, and I'm gonna record and narrate through this whole thing because this is a vital castle siege, and it's the beginning of our kingdom. Out of the way there, fellas. Good. Move up, and you moved right back into it there, Palace Guard. Actually, somebody else threw that. That wasn't even me, right? Cole is thoughtful. Cole is not as reckless as his dad, although he's probably still prone to killing his own troops. They got a cons guard here. You know, the enemy has just really interesting troops in this campaign, blocking everything. He's fucking Jet Li over here. We'll let my troops shred him, and victory will be ours. So what's next for us in this campaign? Well, to be perfectly honest, you're going to have to watch and see. Obviously, now at this stage that we've got our own kingdom, we're going to be what I would consider hesitant allies with the Aserai. And what I mean by that is that we're not just going to pay them any amount of money to be friends with them, but on a regular basis, you're going to see us fighting alongside the Aserai in this campaign. That's a little bit of an advantage, but the other self-imposed disadvantage that I've already told you about is that we're essentially going to be fighting everybody else all the time. If a country declares war on us, we're not giving them peace. I don't care if my nobles want peace. We're just going to fight them the fucking rest of the way. I don't know if we can win the map under those circumstances, and I reserve the right to change that, right? If we're just getting shredded and our nobles want peace and the allies willing to give us a bunch of money for peace, then maybe we will accept those conditions here. Yeah, I don't think you're fast enough there, Manavliaton. Come catch some of this shit. Now you get kicked against the wall, bitch. Yeah, no chance against a fast axe. So, what you can expect is fucking carnage, right? It's as if it wasn't carnage enough, right? We are going to have fucking carnage because all of Calradia, or at least the local cities, local kingdoms, are going to crash down on us, seeing us as weak, seeing us as new, like Amazon attacking some new cloud business, right? They're going to come smashing through and try to obliterate us, right? You see our fucking flag waving proudly in the sun here as the enemy gets obliterated. And hopefully this is a mighty fun journey, fellas. We're going to have some titanic battles. We will do some campaign strategy, right? We're not just gonna wildly fucking roam the battlefields, right? We will definitely have a cohesive strategy. We will build player clans or whatever they're called. We will build custom kingdom clans, right? We will assign some captains to become lords themselves. We will have some marriage. I don't anticipate this lasting. Out of my way, fellas. I'm shoving them all the way up here. I want to fucking cheer with my men from the top of the castle. The proverbial fucking photo op here, right? But we are going to embark upon an attempt to conquer this map. All right, we'll take some prisoners here. We're already pretty loaded up. We're not going to be restricting, like, you know, hey, I'm not going to, you know, use the lake rats or something like that. No, we're going to use everybody. We're already facing enough difficult things in this campaign. We have the nemesis lords that are out there. And in the next episode, not this episode, but the next episode, I will talk more about the nemesis characters that are in this campaign, right? We will get a little intro. You guys will learn more about these juggernaut lords that we're going to be facing off. Just like a great movie, right? You need to have a great bad guy, and we're going to have a score of bad guys. If you don't know that word, it basically means 20. So we're going to wrap this episode up, fellas. Hopefully you guys are excited for this upcoming campaign. We now have 3 cities forming almost across, in fact, with our different cities and castles there. Very appropriate here as the Banu Wazuban clan looks to conquer Calradia and make an impact here. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this campaign. I appreciate all the feedback, all the encouragement, all of the views, all of that in the past 3 months. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Hopefully you're learning a little bit. Hopefully you're laughing a lot, even if it's laughing at me just killing my own guys. We're having a lot of fun here. I'm having a lot of fun doing this. This may be a hobby job for me when I retire. It kind of depends on if it's making decent income for the amount of time, and also just how fresh it stays for me too, right? We may go to different games and whatnot. But for now, of course, it's all full speed ahead with Bannerlord. So I appreciate you fellas. I'm gonna wrap this episode up. Again, leaves, comments, criticism, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you guys next time.